Welcome back. My next guests are the stars of the new crime drama, Dutch, which premieres tomorrow in theaters. So you got to go out and support. Please welcome Tyron Turner, Natasha Mark, James Hyde, and Jeremy Meeks. Welcome to the show, everybody.
What's up?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's everybody
I'm
doing?
back
I'm glad.
again.
Good.
Jeremy, yes, you are back, and we had a good time last time you were here. You were really good. But welcome everybody else to the show. And out the gate, have y'all had a chance to reconnect with the other cast members since the premiere of your red carpet event last week?
No, this is the first time that we've seen each other. I mean, we did the red carpet, we saw the movie, but this is the first time that we've seen each other. Natasha didn't
social media
didn't make it, but we're reconnecting with her. So
Yeah, actually, me and Tyron traveled.
Almost had a fight with some people.
Tyron, what?
we're not going to mention that though.
We're gonna leave that alone, though.
No, that's the part I want to know. What happened?
I want to see.
First, so we watching the movie, everything going cool. Next thing I know, it's a
Chaos.
lot of rambling, a lot of cripping, a lot of what's up, cuz. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I go out there, I see a situation. So I see Meeks, you know what I'm saying? So our energy is connecting. So I'm like, whatever's going on, we just gonna take this whole
time.
whatever's going down.
Trying to keep everything down. You know, there was a little misunderstanding. There was some security that was a little over aggressive.
At the premiere. So at the premiere, someone was wilding out and security.
With one of the kids of the producers. And so I just tried to diffuse the problem, and they got overly aggressive. It was a little mishap, but everything ended up, amazing. The premiere turned out incredible. The after party was even better. Just
Natasha,
so blessed to be a part of it.
Natasha, see
what I missed.
See what you missed? You missed all the tea.
I did, but they've been keeping me posted. I get a message every day on Instagram, which I'm super grateful.
What did I tell you, Natasha?
That you murdered it.
You murdered it.
Hey,
you did a great job.
Hey, Claudia, we was in Claudia.
Yeah.
We was in Atlanta, so I didn't know the rules. I didn't know if you could wear your mask or not wear your mask. It was like everybody was just. We didn't know what I was like. Do I put the mask on? Do I take it off?
Nobody in Atlanta really wears masks.
Everybody.
I don't think they have to.
No.
Yeah, but
if you wear a mask, they look at you like you have the virus. They're like, why are you wearing a mask? Like, are you?
Atlanta never really was with it. They was like, okay, we'll get around to it.
Florida and Atlanta. But the one thing you do in Atlanta, we got to remember, you still had to wear the mask when you went in to do anything. But when you got in to where you were, it was take it off and just
look.
I try to keep mine on.
Look, in LA, you can barely wear a mask, and you can barely not be seen with a mask in your own house.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'm like,
people will shame you.
You know, we bougie in LA. We like, look, we put the mask on for everything. You the bathroom, put the mask on. So we out there, and I'm like, man, I was kind of, it was like a culture shock to me. I'm like, wait a minute, I could take it off.
Freedom.
Right.
I saw the pictures. I saw the after party too. I was like, whoa, no, have a mask on.
We didn't leak any of that out. At least we didn't try to. But it was pretty much a free for all in there. But we had fun.
I'm sure everybody's fatigued, but we gotta get to that finish line. We're gonna get there. Now, Tyron, you've been promoting this film by any means necessary, even wearing Dutch labeled PPE on social media. Where did you get that mask, and where were you flying to?
I was flying to Atlanta for the premiere.
Okay.
And Manny gave me a mask. Manny Haley, the producer, he gave me the mask, and I said, I'm gonna support it. I mean, why not? Got a chance to see the movie. I didn't think it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be whatever, but it was better than what I was like. Damn, it's a pretty good movie. I didn't know. You just never know.
Yeah, it was definitely much better. Obviously, I saw little pieces of it. I never watched the film until the premiere, but I saw little pieces of it, and I knew that Preston did an incredible job, and so did Manny. Casting, because they picked the right Dutch. Like Lance Gross crushed it. Like everyone that they casted crushed it, and we all made each other step it up. And so
I can't wait to see it. Natasha, you've been pretty busy with this movie, along with starring in the Showtime drama the good Lord bird. Now, what's the key to balancing these multiple projects and just keeping it all looking so easy, which I'm sure it's not?
What's the key? Praying. Meditate.
Allah.
Yeah.
Being centered. I start every morning with a meditation and journaling and reading a verse out of my Bible, not to sound too religious or anything, but that I just center myself every morning before I start anything. And I'm good with multitasking. I'm very, very good with being under pressure. So, I mean, I just came off of filming a movie in Atlanta, which I knew about the mask and everything. And almost every day out there finishing a 12 to 14 hour day, I had to put myself on tape for an audition in my hotel room. And my manager was like, how are you doing this? Like, how's the turnaround? How? I was like, I don't know, it's God. But it's just, I don't know. I'm grateful for the gift.
Right. Well, you know what? I think that separates the folks that say they want to do something and the folks that actually do.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's
James,
right.
James, you've been back to back projects as well. Tell us about the film you were shooting for Lifetime.
Well, there was a few. We shot one here in LA, and then I went to Oklahoma to shoot that.
Hold on, that was a little bit of a light flex right there. That was a little flex. I caught that.
Yeah. And so it's look, we all know that in this business, I've been doing this for a long time. I've had the pleasure to meet Jeremy before we even got into this. I've watched Natasha work, and I watched my man work in this movie. Everybody did a great job. The only thing that I can say is, like, in this business, we have to continue to move forward. We can do it. It is happening. And, you know, we're hired to tell stories. And this was a great story to tell. These are stories that are happening now that need to be told. So it's a great story from, I think Terry Woods wrote a trilogy about, you know, about the corruption, about what everyone's dealing with a corrupt system. And I was actually happy to play, because I've always played the moral compass of the show. Passions, I was the chief of police, and you know, I wanted to be a bad guy. And then finally, in the last 3 roles, I'm actually being able to play that other side of the scope. And it's been fun, but it's also great for all of us to tell stories. And that's what we're hired to do. And there's a lot of great stories that are being pitched and being produced. So I was just happy to be part of this trilogy that's going to be, I think there's going to be 2 and 3 that's going to happen. But it's been busy. You know, what's funny is my last 3 years of this career that I've been involved in has been probably one of the best 3 years that I've had. And it's just for all of the young actors that are out there getting this business, man. You're going to start off, some of us going to go off on a jet, and then that jet's going to may falter a little bit. You're going to end up in the Sahara Desert. You don't know what's going on. Is it me? What's happening? You know. But the one thing is, if you just stay the course, believe in yourself. Always remember, everybody believe in yourself, because it's not you. It's just something else that's happening in the universe. But stars will align again, and everything, you'll start working again. But the whole thing is just believe in yourself. Always
Stay positive.
Yes, sir.
Yo, you and Natasha chemistry was incredible in that in the courtroom, man. I really was I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. I was really impressed with this movie. I thought that the people were gonna be talking before they, you know how hear the gun and you hear a gunshot and it's late. I just like, shit, I didn't know what to expect, but it was just, you know, you guys both were charismatic on screen. You guys complimented each other, and I just thought it was it was just wonderful to watch Natasha grow and learn how to carry a film. You know what I mean? Because it was a film that her and Lance had to carry, and we were just there to support and just give them that extra oomph that they needed. And I just thought I was beautiful. And Natasha, just keep going, and you know, Jay, you already know, man. Like you're learning and you're growing and everything's coming together for you, man. And just keep it up, man. You come a long way.
I appreciate it.
Jeremy's movie, you starred in True to the Game 2, and that movie is also written by Terry Woods, the same author of this. And you recently posted a message to your fans. Let's take a look at that.
This is Jeremy Meeks. I am so grateful and I feel so blessed to be a part of True to the Game 2.
Working on that movie. I mean, it got a great reaction from everybody.
I mean, it just was just incredible that things went so full circle. I mean, the same with Dutch. I read True to the Game trilogy while incarcerated back in 2004. Same thing with the Dutch. I read that while incarcerated too. So now to be starring in both movies is just a blessing. And to be, filming while in the middle of a pandemic. I've been very blessed and working hard. I've actually filmed 6 movies and 1 pilot.
Jeremy, you've definitely had quite, and this is no shade, like the Cinderella story, the male version of a Cinderella story, like that is you all day long.
No doubt.
I go shop on, I go on websites to go shopping for clothes. I see Jeremy.
That's what I call a super crip right there. Super crip. He can do anything.
Right.
And Tyron, your career started way back with your role as Kane, a very memorable role in a cult classic. I won't even call it a cult classic, just a classic period.
Right.
Menace to Society. Back in, I can't believe it was 1993. And now you're playing Sugar Ray and Dutch. Tell me about your characters and about your journey a little bit.
Okay, so you want me to tell you about the journey, or you want me to tell you about Sugar Ray? What we at?
How'd you get to the journey? How'd you get here?
How did I get to Sugar Ray? Well, Preston, how did I get the part? Or how, like, you
started in 1990. You were in 1993.
I started doing the Rhythm Nation with Janet Jackson. That's what I started.
And then you became quite the writer too. You wrote
right. Right. So I started with Rhythm Nation with Janet Jackson. After that, my career started kind of a little fast, so I got a little. It happened real quick, and then it slowed down. You know what I mean? So I did Menace, and then in Hollywood they tell you, oh, after you do Menace, you're gonna be a star. You're gonna be this and whatever. So I kind of like had this attitude like I'm not reading no more. Look like, hey man, just give me all my offers. I'm Tyron Turner and when you're black, it doesn't necessarily work that way. So I had to find that out. So I ended up doing after Menace, I did this film called Panther with Mario Van Peebles. After that, I was doing like TV stuff and what else? Belly. I did Belly. Go ahead.
Can I ask you something? And I've known you for a while. I've seen you around. We've been around each other a lot. Do you regret that? I just want someone to take something away from this interview. Like, if you could redo that over, I'm sure the answer is probably yes. But you said you got to a point where you're like, just give me my offers. I don't want to read. Do you regret that, or is that just part of your story?
I think it's a part of my story because you got to understand. I grew up on 51st Street in Hoover, so I grew up in the hood. So when I was just going on what they told me. I didn't know nothing about Hollywood. I just knew that I was passionate about acting, and I knew this is what I could do. But this is what they told me. So I literally just was, oh man, when you after this, you ain't gonna have to read. You ain't gonna do this. So I took that face value. So I don't regret it because that's what I was. That's what I was told. But if I had to do it all over again, I would have kept my face in the ground. I would have just kept working. I would have kept being passionate about it because the thing is this, and when they tell you you're good, you start messing up your auditions and everything because the expectations are so high. You'd be like, wait a minute, they expecting me to be incredible. So, the thing about auditions is that you don't have to be a great auditioner to be a great actor. That's what people don't understand. A lot of people are professional auditioners that can't act themselves out of nothing.
That's a true story.
So you have to understand the elements. So the thing is, if I had to do it over again, I would have started writing and became more of a producer early on.
Okay. Well, because you definitely are respected in that regard. I definitely, even when we didn't see you as much on television, on the screens, I know for a fact that you were behind the scenes quietly doing not even quietly, you were behind the scenes doing so you kept a foot.
Right, because a lot of I used to write a lot of comedy for Jamie. You know what I mean? You know that obviously. Write his Unpredictable tour. Like I wrote most of the comedy for him for that. Like, and he'll tell you that. Like he's not ashamed of giving credit where credit due. Like he's like one of my best friends or whatever.
Right,
so
that's true.
No big deal.
All right, Natasha, you appeared on shows like Ballers and The Rookie. but in Dutch, you play the role of Lance Gross's attorney. What did you enjoy most about that role? Like, what was the fun part? Like,
you know, accepting this role was such a big part of a career move for me because I grew up with a speech impediment. So it was a challenge. I love a challenge. So going head first and feeding off of James a lot, like he definitely, his energy in the courtroom definitely helped me like balance my adrenaline flow, because at my closing the argument, I haven't seen the film, but a lot of people have reached out to me about it. I was not supposed to film that scene for like another week, so I wasn't really prepared as much as I wanted to be prepared, but I just buckle down, put my heart where my mouth was, and I flowed with it. And I was like, you can do this. And you took this job because you want to prove something to yourself and prove something to people back home. And I really wanted to do this film. I always wanted to do one of these like gangster hood classic films. Like Minnesota was like, oh my God, one of my favorites, because I'm from New Orleans. I was born and raised in the hood, and I wanted to give something back to my people that they would go and watch, you know? Because not everybody watch The Good Lord Bird because they have their stereotypical thoughts about it, not knowing the story and how comedic it was at times. And the people that did give it a chance and did watch it fell in love with Pie, my character, and also hated her at the same time. So I knew I did my job. But Michelle in Dutch, she was a firecracker. She was a boss. She wasn't one to be played with. And she wanted to represent someone that everyone hated.
well, what we do know is no one's going to hate this movie. And we have a trailer for y'all. Let's take a look at the trailer for Dutch.
That's my brother. We've been down for life. I just hope that Dutch cares about your little clique just as much as you do.
You gonna get what them people took from you.
What did you get me into? Secure all the exits.
Family. Where I grew up, being a drug dealer is how you make your money.
All right, I can't wait to see it. When you were filming this, did the movie remind you of other, classic films like New Jack City, Goodfellas, American Gangster? Is that the kind of vibe we're getting here?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I felt,
For sure.
I felt like it had a calmer version of a New Jack City feel to it.
For real.
Like I said, the cast was incredible. I almost killed Preston. I'm like, Preston, you can't give me a whole movie to rehearse in one day. Like, you got to calm down on the dialogue.
The pressure on all of us.
I said, Jesus Christ. I said, Preston, really all this right now?
You know what? And I want to take this time to say thank you to Tyron, because I think you planted a seed, and that's how I got this job. And I've been knowing Tyron for some years now, and he's always been like my #1 supporter. And I thank you for riding with me. Like, you're incredible. I've always been a fan.
Thank you
And
so much.
I mean, this whole cast, I'm so excited for this film. I'm excited for everyone to see it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's, you know what, it was a pleasure to be on. It's so funny because when I saw Jeremy, I was like, yo, man, nice to see you again. Natasha, it was so good to work alongside of you and be in the courtroom.
Tyron's just insane.
Yeah, but it was so good. And I think, look, we all know this. This is a cross thing I want to say real quick. Music, when you do music, you can hear it back and you can relate to it, right? You can make changes, turn it up, turn it down, whatever. When you're doing an acting job, you turn it into the tank. Mm-hmm. This was our first time that we were actually able to see the final product. So we were so excited to see what was the final. But in music, you're hearing it, you're going to be able to hear the clip back again and add this, that, whatever. So this is one of the beautiful things about what we do is we're giving trust into the editors, and the editor did a great job and telling a story. Like you said,
made me look like I can roller skate, because let me tell you, that gravel was so rough. I crashed into so many cars trying to roller.
I remember that day. I remember that day.
Roller skate. Actually, I do.
So we've got like a minute left, and I keep pushing that tomorrow the movie comes out. I really want people to support. We all know the first week or two, that's the most, we want everybody want those numbers to go through the roof. If I could just go around the circle with you all, if you could just give me just in a word or one quick sentence, why should people see Dutch? Why should they see the movie? James?
I'll go first. Soundtrack is going to blow your mind, right? We got some great people in there. Gunna, who's blowing up right now. He's in the movie, and it's a great story. It's a thriller. It's a story that needs to be told. That's where I'm going with it right now.
Okay, Jeremy?
Boom. For one, there's millions and millions of Terry Woods fans. So to all the fans, this is incredible story, her story that was put into a film, incredibly shot, incredibly casted. Go see it tomorrow.
Okay. Natasha?
Those two, I can't top it. I mean, they summed it up for me.
Let's go see the movie. All right, Tyron?
It was just a beautiful cast and a beautiful story, man. And it's just, we've been through a lot with the pandemic, and it's time to escape, man, and go get some popcorn, put your mask on, take it down, and eat your popcorn, put it back on, but enjoy the movie, because it's just time to just embrace the normalcy again. And the movie's incredible.
Lance Gross and Macy Gray. Macy Gray did an amazing job on this.
We needed them on.
If you're Macy Grace fans, you're going to see somebody who stripped it down and killed it. Lance Gross did an amazing job.
We love Lance Gross and Macy Gray. They should have came on the show.
Yeah,
we'll get them. We love them. But shout out, man. They come support the show with us, though, y'all. Come support the show with us. We love y'all.
We'll try to get them on. And listen, everybody support Dutch. You see the passion from the cast. They love what they did. So you know what? We're going to love what they did as well. This was a lot of fun. I want to thank Tyron Turner, Natasha Mark, James Hyde, and Jeremy Meeks for joining me on this half of the show. Dutch opens in theaters tomorrow. And I want to thank the members of Rough Ends, Dante Jordan and David.
Rough Ends, yo!
Rough Ends,
go check it.
That music is amazing.
Stick around for FOXSOUL Screening Room. That's all coming up next. We'll see you next time. Make sure you support Dutch and Rough Ends.